Before I get started, let me give a shout out to my patron Jason on Patreon for sending me this story that is coming out of Richmond County, Virginia. Who you have in this picture, whose name is Farron Hamblin. He's a councilman out of Virginia. Who these in this picture are the same people. On the right, on the left, that is him, and on the right, that is him. And I immediately know exactly who he's trying to be in this costume. He's trying to be Randy Watson, aka Sexual Chocolate from Coming to America. So there you go. And the thing is, he didn't even have to do what he did in order for us to know that was him. The suit and the hair, we would have been able to tell. But see, they have to go to the extreme with it and then try to say it wasn't offensive. So this guy dressed up in blackface, as you can see right here, he clearly is in blackface. And here's the thing. This guy literally did a double negative. He deleted the picture. He apologized for it, but he still defends the picture in which he deleted. So I'm trying to figure out what in the world, if that was the case, if you were still going to defend the picture, then why did you even delete it? Like, that was pointless. But let me go ahead and get into it. It says, Councilman Farron Hamblin also declared, I don't go around walking on eggshells worried about hurting someone's feelings, but I never intended for this to be a racist issue. Virginia Warsaw Councilman Farron Hamblin has apologized for posing in blackface as one of Eddie Murphy's iconic characters from the movie Coming to America. Hamblin shared the image over the weekend and it quickly caused outrage, WWBT News reports. The white councilman serves the town of Warsaw in Virginia, but moonlights as a musician. He decided to pay homage to Murphy's character of Randy Watson, but darkened his skin to do so. In honor of my late friend, I went out as the legendary Randy Watson tonight. Give it up for my band Sexual Chocolate, Hamblin wrote alongside the offending photo. The post quickly drew backlash from users. Hamblin deleted the post and others that were visible on his page. WWBT News was able to take screenshots before he deleted his post, which included an apology. Folks, I made a post of me dressed like the movie character Randy Watson. For those of you who know the movie, Randy is a black man, so I dressed the part. Suit, hair, and yes, my makeup was brown, Hamblin wrote. Many saw it degrading, which I did not. I did it to show my love for the character in the movie, but since I'm white, it's considered by some as offensive to dress as a black person. So you saw what he did right there. He basically admitted what he did. He really has no regrets for what he did, but then tried to throw himself into the victim role when he said this line right here. I did it to show my love for the character in the movie, but since I'm white, it's considered offensive by some to be dressed as a black person. That part when he said, but since I'm white, he threw himself into the victim role when he did that, basically saying, well, I feel like I may be a white man, but if I'm dressing the part, then let me just go all the way. Hamblin further wrote that Murphy, who was black, played the role of a Jewish man in the 1988 classic comedy. He declared that Murphy most likely caused similar outrage with his portrayal, but noted that the actor was merely expressing himself. In the movie, Eddie Murphy portrayed a white Jewish man, and it was funny as hell, Hamblin wrote, according to the screenshot. I can't speak for the Jewish community, and I'm sure some were offended, but Eddie showed his freedom of expression. He never meant any ill harm to the Jewish community. Hamblin also likened himself to comic Dave Chappelle, who has been heavily criticized for his Netflix special, The Closer. Here he goes. Y'all see exactly what this guy's doing right here. He's hiding behind what he can see as a shield, or multiple shields at that. Chappelle grew rebukes for his jokes about the LGBTQ community. Chappelle has pushed back against those who want to cancel him and stated he is not bending to anybody's demands, the Grill previously reported. Like Eddie or Dave Chappelle, I don't go around walking on eggshells, worried about hurting someone's feelings, but I never intended for this to be a racist issue. Hamblin added that everyone should have the freedom of expression, but that his post hurt a lot of folks, and that was not my intention. Hamblin declared that it cuts pretty deep to be labeled a racist, and that it was not the way he lived his life. I try to be a good person and help others regardless of who they are. I'm here to say I love everyone on this planet. We should all feel the same. His apology was met with tons of comments, mostly from people asking why he's apologizing at all. And that's my thing. If you was going to stand and by and defend what you put up there, then why did you even apologize? You should have stand firmly on your square, because see, here's the thing. When you mention Dave Chappelle has yet to, and I hope that he doesn't, and I doubt that he will, apologize for what he said in his special. But you did, which means in your own psyche, you do admit there's some level of guilt that you did, and you are low-key admitting what you were doing was wrong. Now, he had mentioned the part about Eddie Murphy playing a Jewish man in the movie. That they did the same thing when Sean and Marlon Wayans played white women in the movie White Chicks. And the thing is, they weren't playing white women to make fun of white women. They were doing it because they were undercover, and the white girls that they were portraying acted just like how they were acting in the movie in the makeup. They weren't doing it to so-called make fun of white people. That's just how the characters that they were pretending to be were acting in the movie. For those of you who never saw the movie, basically, they were undercover agents going to, I think, some kind, I don't think it was the Hamptons. But basically, their job was to basically deliver the girls to this particular, some kind of upscale sedity weekend event. Something happened. They got into a little incident. The girls freaked out. They didn't want to go. So the two men, Marlon and Sean, basically pretended to were masquerading as them while still doing a thorough investigation of a crime that was unfolding at the event. That's basically in a nutshell. Of course, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that happens in there, but that's the synopsis of the movie. Not were they trying to do this to make fun of white women. Well, anyways, what it was they were, if anything, they were making fun of the stereotypes of white women, which many of them are true, to be quite honest. But this guy right here, he was doing this because just because. Oh, I'm paying homage to Randy Watson. Well, here's the thing. If he didn't have on the blackface or the makeup and we saw what he had on, I would have been able to tell that's who he was without him having to tell me or tell us that's who he was portraying. I would have like, oh, snap, you Randy Watson from Coming to America, aka Sexual Chocolate. Just like if you were a white person and you dressed and you put on a glitter glove, a fedora, a glitter shirt, a glitter jacket, and some high waters, some white socks, and some loafers, and a jerry curl wig, we would know that you're being Michael Jackson. It's pretty obvious. You don't have to go and put the makeup on to let us know that's who you are. That's all we're saying. But like I said, this guy literally did double speak because he apologized for what he did, but he's still defending what he did at the same time. Like, why do both? You're either all in or you're not. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments.